welcome to this episode of Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr., part of Hank Jr. Productions, where I'm documenting life's moments through photography, videography, and now podcasting. And tonight on my podcast, I have a special guest as always. Please welcome Ellis Griffin. Ellis, how are you doing tonight?
I'm getting by. How are y'all?
Well, I'm doing well as well. I mean, I like to think I'm doing a little bit better than getting by. But so tell me, where are you calling in from tonight?
Nashville, Tennessee, about 2 miles away from Broadway.
Okay, Nashville. And I heard a rumor that you actually just got back from vacation. Tell us a little bit about your vacation.
Yeah, that's why I'm barely getting by right now. This is my first day back, and just having to do a lot of moving, schedule some customers and stuff. But yeah, I have some friends that live in the East Coast, out the beach. So I tried to turn my phone off, but that didn't happen. But yeah, I did some fishing, swimming.
Oh,
Being in Nashville, you're pretty landlocked around here, so I love the ocean. So it's a drive from here.
well, now I can see why that's a little bit, tougher getting back in the swing of things because anytime you get to get away for a while, it kind of has that effect on you. So I had the privilege of running into you in Nashville at the Cambria Hotel downtown. I was actually there to catch a show to see Molly Lovette, one of my good friends out there, and you happened to be on right before. And I did catch the last part of it, and I told you there that my wife and I both think that you have a great voice, and we were just so happy that you able to get on this podcast for us.
Yeah, I tried to get on the podcast. Got technical difficulties, but yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, and Molly, she's a really good singer. But yeah, I'm fortunate just to get to play at places like that, the Cambria. I love the Cambria.
So you are there quite a bit, right?
Yeah, I'm in there at least once every couple of weeks, maybe once a week. Just trying not to step on any toes, about scheduling wise. But yeah, they just kind of the first part. It's kind of their first gig there is usually like their ice breaking type thing, and then they just pretty much turn you loose. You play what you want to play.
Okay. And so for any of you that are in Nashville or going up to Nashville, take a look at the Cambria Hotel that's in downtown Nashville and look for Ellis Griffin out there. I'm going to tell you that it's going to be a great show. You're going to like it. And you mentioned you just got back from vacation and you're normally playing there in Nashville. But did I see that you're getting ready to take a tour, maybe the Summer Sounds tour coming up pretty soon?
You did. My manager and I have been posting it online everywhere we can. But yeah, it's all the way from Virginia to halfway up Minnesota, back down through Illinois. It's about 3,000 miles or probably more. 2.5 weeks, I think.
Now that's definitely a trip, 3,000 miles. That's pretty much across the country. And but at least you're going north during the summertime. I'm here in Tampa, Florida, and today I think we got close to 100. And if I'm not even sure what the heat index was, but good for you to get up north.
Yeah, I'm built for warm weather though. I'm 6'6", 189, so I can sweat all day long. It's the cold weather I'm not built for. But yeah, and going on tour and driving that far, I love it. But the only bad thing I think is going to be the price of diesel fuel. That's about it.
Yes, that's true. Let's hope it does go down at some point. And I did see that. I don't know if it's part of the same tour, but later on, you're going to be up in Madison, Wisconsin, with one of my good friends, Kirstie Kraus, out there.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I love going to these places and states that I've never even been to. I've never been west of Texas, never been north of Chicago. Yeah, looking forward to it. I'm playing down in Corpus Christi, Texas, and around Labor Day. So,
Oh, really?
doing a lot of work for me.
So Corpus Christi, Texas is kind of my hometowns, or at least one of it. I lived there for about 13, 14 years before coming here to Florida. And before that, when I was a little kid, I spent a lot of time there as well. So that's pretty cool that you're headed over that way.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I was meant to be a Texas guy, but every time I go there, I feel at home. I lived in Vega, Texas for a little while. It's west of Amarillo.
Hmm.
That's the west I've ever gone, so looking forward to getting down in Texas and hopefully earning some fans.
Well, I'll definitely send some your way. I'll have to get my buddies from back there to get on out there. But so where are you originally from then?
I've been in Nashville about 6.5 years, but before that, I always tell people that the little bit of growing up that I did do is in Monroe, North Carolina. It's in between Charlotte and South Carolina, so it's pretty rural.
Okay. And so how's Nashville been treating you since you've gotten there?
All kinds of ways. It's kind of a shock because I'm not from any city, but out of all the cities I've been to, I can put up with this one. Just music. I'm not meant to be in a city, but yeah, I've been living here a while. I feel like I've lived in every apartment complex ever in here, and now I'm kind of living so close to town, 2.5 miles away from Broadway. I'm dealing with a lot of the crime and everything, so I never thought I'd have to deal with anything like that. So it's just been one thing after another. You gotta have your boots on tight.
Yeah, and definitely it seems like, crime kind of comes in waves, and right now throughout the whole country, it just seems that it's kind of up. And I had some people, that have done some shows there on Broadway, and they've told me about why they're doing shows. Their cars are getting broken into, and they're losing valuable equipment. Is it really that bad, or is it just kind of like anywhere else?
Yeah, I think it's pretty bad, but I mean, I've never been to a metropolitan area this big, so it might be this way in every city. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, I would imagine that the price of everything goes up. The crime would too, maybe. I don't know, but certainly the amount of people that come, that move to this town, and it being a tourist, spot, it's going to have a lot. And I think that's anywhere. It's nothing that Nashville, the city, did or does. It's just the amount of people, the volume.
Yeah, and I won't say anything bad about the city of Nashville because I
Oh,
like going there, and every time that I've been there, I've had a very fortunate and great experience. And in a couple of months, I'll be headed back again, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
oh yeah. Come on back.
Definitely. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about is Whiskey Whisper. Hopefully, I could say that right. It's a little bit of a tongue twister there. Uh, Tell me a little bit about that. That's your most recent song.
Yes, sir. It's even more tongue twisting after some whiskey, but yeah, yeah. I wrote that I think a couple years ago, and it's one of those songs that I hear songwriters talk about it all the time. You just got to have your antennas up and just kind of sponge up and soak up any song that floats by. And I just felt it one day, had a chord progression in mind, and just wrote it probably 3 hours, something like that, which is really fast, considering some of mine took years, to write. So it's one of those you just kind of grab out of the air and get it down on notebook paper real quick.
Okay, and I know I've listened to it a few times. I'm definitely liking it, and I was wondering, would you be willing to play that here on Hank's Corner today?
Yeah, I'd love to. He told her he missed her, but a whiskey whisper don't do no good. And hearing her name don't ease no pain like he thought it would. Since she's been gone, cold wind's been calling her name in the night. He says, I'd sure like to know why I can't let go of this double barrel burning on ice. What could have been kisses, now just wishes, will they ever come true? And it's got me thinking, maybe it's my drinking. Lord, what did I do? Maybe it's not what I did, it's what I didn't do. 'Cause whiskey whispers your name when I'm missing you. He pulls out a picture the first time he kissed her in that baby blue 59. Says, that's my girl, she was my whole world. That's the day I made her mine. If I had it my way, we'd be together today, holding each other tight. A fool's a fool, what's a guy gotta do? Get another double bourbon on ice. What could have been kisses, now just wishes. Will they ever come true? It's got me thinking, maybe it's my drinking. Lord, what did I do? Maybe it's not what I did, it's what I didn't do. 'Cause whiskey whispers your name when I'm missing you. Could have been kisses, now just wishes. Will they ever come true? And it's got me thinking, maybe it's my drinking. Lord, what did I do? Maybe it's not what I did, it's what I didn't do. 'Cause whiskey whispers your name when I'm missing you. He told her he missed her, but a whiskey whisper don't do no good.
Welcome back to Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr., and you got to hear the wonderful baritone voice of Ellis Griffin there singing Whiskey Whisper. And I got it right that time there. So definitely love the song. And I'm curious, you have that voice, but obviously, us guys, when we're little, we don't always have that, deep voice. But tell me a little bit about, when you started realizing you wanted to get into music and when you realized that you could sing.
Yeah, I really don't know what day that happened, but growing up where I'm from, Randy Travis, he's from 5 minutes away from where I'm from. My mom, she left when I was 2, but she moved to the town that he's from. So, I kind of grew up knowing the name and, uh, basically his whole family, they're in and around everywhere where I'm from. And yeah, kind of idolizing that, and hear his songs played all the time there. And I think you either hate him or love him, and I'm glad that I love him. Every one of his. So yeah, that George Strait, Alan Jackson, Brooks and Dunn, stuff like that. Just who will always be country, to anybody who likes them. But yeah, I think I don't know what it was. It was like maybe 5th or 6th grade. My dad got me an electric and an acoustic, and I grabbed up the acoustic and just kind of gravitated toward that one. And I don't know, just kind of took it too far maybe, and started going to some karaoke nights with my buddy when I think it was like maybe 2007, 2008, and you go to some karaoke nights and people tell you, they bump into you afterwards. They're like, man, that was great. Well, how many does it take for you to start, believing them and taking it, see where it goes, So probably 3 years of that. And I was like, maybe there's something to it, So I just kind of went out and started trying to put songs together, put a band together, and it just kind of blossomed into this.
And at what point did you decide to say, I'm going to make the leap from North Carolina to Tennessee?
That was in late 2015, or maybe middle of 2015, and came to visit first, but never really looked for an apartment or anything like that. But but yeah, came to visit, loved the town, loved how you could literally, throw a rock and hit 5 guitar players or 5 singers, and you could duck into any bar or restaurant and there's a stage with most likely somebody on it, playing. But not only that they were playing, that most of them I thought were better than me. So if you surround yourself with that kind of talent, that's the main reason I wanted to. But yeah, I moved out here and I lived in my car. I had a Chevy Trailblazer. I call it the Hellraiser Trailblazer. And I lived in that thing for probably 2 months. Found an apartment, south of town, very south of town. And ever since then, I've probably lived in 7 different places, So my bags stay packed.
So you're definitely kind of like, what we see on TV and the artists going out there and, starting from rock bottom as far as financially is concerned and, trying to make it. And, listening to you, I think you got a great shot at making it. So hopefully, this is just the beginning and, those, packing and moving to apartment, will be changed with you just basically touring the United States.
Yeah, that'd be nice. If I'm already living in a place that small, might as well be something with wheels on it.
I hear that. So you mentioned a lot of late 80s, early 90s country singers. Are those who influenced you the most?
I think so. Um, but it's a lot of stuff too. I love Motown. I love some alternative rock, and just growing up when and where I grew up kind of did that. It's a bunch of different things came together to make this, but I don't know what it is. I guess it's hearing my own voice and living the country lifestyle of where I came from. I think that's what kind of molded it and kind of pushed me down one path, on country music. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of people that hear my songs, they say that it gives them hope for country, and I think that's a compliment. Pretty sure it's a compliment. I take it as well.
Somebody later told me it gave people hope. Nah, I don't know anything about that, but
Definitely is. And, I'll be honest, I know there's some kind of controversy, so to speak, between the newer country or the pop country versus the old time country or the 90s country. And I kind of like it all, but I do miss some of the classic country, but I will say that it is kind of making a comeback. And, people like you with the voices that, kind of remind me even past the 90s, you got that, great 50s and 60s, true country and Western voice that I'm definitely looking forward to all the stuff you're going to be putting out.
Yeah, even in my set list, I mean, you could take a look at my set list and you'd be like, "Who is this person?" Yeah. I got some Vern Gosdin on there. Used to have some Patsy Cline, but then you'll have some of George Strait's latest, or just it's all over the place. But yeah, I think I've always been told that I have an old soul. I'm born probably 100 years too late. I was raised by my grandparents, so there's always, for lack of better terms, old people around in and out of the house. Hanging out with them or their friends. Just kind of learning from that. I was like a sponge when I was little, just soaking up everything.
I hear that. And so you have another song out called Longer that I like as well. Would you mind also playing that for us here on Hank's Corner?
Yeah, love to. Do the good times really last? And are the best days in the past? Let's give it a chance and don't look back. The night is young and so are we. Feels like magic, baby, you and me. Don't wake me up if it's a dream. Stay with me longer. Baby, just hold my hand. This feeling gets stronger. And Hang on as tight as you can. 'Cause we both know there's no good in goodbye. So wade with me through the hell and high water. Stay with me longer. Stay and make this house a home. I can't do it on my own. This life ain't meant to go it alone. Now, darling, I can't explain just what you do when you walk away. Drive the soul boy's heart insane. Stay with me longer. Baby, just hold my hand. This feeling gets stronger. Hang on as tight as you can. 'Cause we both know there's no good in goodbye. So wade with me through the hell and high water. Stay with me longer. Baby, wait. Ain't needing you something worth holding on to. I need a day and night or just another minute with you. Stay with me longer. Baby, just hold my hand. This feeling gets stronger. And hang on as tight as you can. 'Cause we both know there's no good in goodbye. So wade with me through the hell or high water. Stay with me longer.
And that's Ellis Griffin singing Longer here on Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr. So I love the lyrics to that. Tell me a little bit about the backstory and how that came about.
Just another one of my lonesome, water back ballads that apparently I'm famous for writing around in my friend group. They say I just write the same old song over and over. So uh, I'm still battling with whether to be consistent and just keep on writing those, and maybe one day somebody will pick up one, or actually be like the artists around town and try and be versatile, and write all different kinds of moods and tones, for songs. But I don't know. It's just one of those. I've felt a lot of loss in my life for some reason. It's kind of like an old soul, kind of lonely.
And so when you do your writing, do you draw a lot from your personal experience as opposed to, what you see around you?
I do. Um, and when I do, I try and paint a picture of it. I try and turn it into a scene, a movie or something. Try to really illustrate it. But yeah, I've got a girlfriend an ex girlfriend that finds her way into most of what I write, whether I purposely do that or not, so, uh, it, I wouldn't be who I am though, if that hadn't happened. So probably wouldn't wrote as good as songs maybe if that hadn't happened. So just got to find a
Yeah.
silver lining.
Yeah, and that's good that you can take that and, kind of just put it into music, your experiences there. Because I find it a little bit better when I see that. When sometimes the artist can, be pitched a song and maybe, hit it out of the park. But when they write it themselves, sometimes it's just something more that you can't recreate when somebody pitches you a song.
Yeah. One of my favorite songwriters, he said, Travis Meadows, he said, anybody that, any good singer, any good artist, musician, you can make somebody cry, you can, paint that picture, but you can't tell my story like I can. And I hope that, yeah, like you were saying, people can tell, when I'm faking it maybe. And I try. That's maybe why I'm so consistent in the songs that I sing is I feel every single one of them. I don't want to sound forced, so.
Right, right. So I'm looking at you as you're talking, and you got this cowboy hat. For the ones that are listening on radio, they can't see that, but you got some autographs on there. So tell me who's on your hat there.
I do, yeah. A couple of them are the reason I don't even let my friends wear it. It's kind of like my crown now. But the first one was JB Mauney. He was a #1 bull rider for the PBR a while back. He rode in an arena when he was growing up, kind of where I'm from. So I jumped over the chutes one day, and when the rodeo was over, and ran out there with a Sharpie and got him to sign my hat for me. And he tried to give me the Sharpie back, and I was like, "Nah, man, you keep it. You're gonna need it before I need it." And I was right. He was #1 a few years ago. But
Oh, how cool.
a couple of the others met around town here in Nashville. So Mark Wills, an awesome '90s writer and singer. Tracy Lawrence, love Tracy Lawrence. Wade Bowen, Texas Red Dirt guy. He plays at a place around probably 2 miles north of here, 3rd and Lindsley, where I go see him whenever I can. Whenever I'm in town when he's here, I try and see him. Love his style. And one was Roy Clark. I got to meet Roy Clark right before he died, and just chatting with him, it was kind of like talking to your grandpa. He just oozes wisdom when you're sitting there talking to him. And no one else was around him. I wasn't even sure it was Roy Clark until I, finally worked up the courage to go ask him for an autograph, and then knew immediately that it was one of the most underrated guitar players ever. I don't know if anybody's ever watched him really pick, But I grew up listening to him. I remember sitting on my grandpa's lap watching Hee Haw and stuff. Listening to him play banjo and tell jokes and stuff. A great guy, funny guy.
Yeah, definitely. So being there as long as you've been there now, you said about 6 years, and meeting these different artists that are out there. Do you still get starstruck?
Oh, I do, especially if it's one I really, have thought a lot about over the years and kind of wondered about, how he did this or why did she do this or something like that. The ones I, listen to all the time. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll walk up to them and I have no idea what to say. So, and in this town, I get to see it so often enough that you don't want to make them mad. You don't want to bother them. So I certainly don't want to be that guy who walks up and, seems like I'm bugging somebody, but I try and choose my moment to say something to them, but they're literally
Yeah.
all over.
Yeah, I hear that. But given the chance, not bugging anybody, if you could sit down maybe with one artist or one songwriter right now, who would that be?
It depends what we'd be talking about, or would it be writing a song or maybe a duet. Really depends on the question.
Okay, but just as far as one of your big influences or somebody that you're just starstruck about that you would just love the opportunity. For me, I already know if I could ever get Alan Jackson on my podcast, that's it. I'd be done right there. I'd be happy and good to go. So I already have my #1. I didn't know if you had anybody that you would just love to
Yeah.
meet as
So
well.
you bring. Yeah. I've always told myself I'd want to meet George Strait, but I want to do it kind of naturally, organically. I don't want to be standing in line for an autograph. I'd rather bump into him or something, or fingers and toes crossed open up for him, or wherever he's playing, or something like that. But yeah, you brought up Alan Jackson. I have a lot of people that I work with out here, songwriters and stuff, artists, that they say, you need to figure out what your image is, and stage presence and stuff like that. So I've been doing some thinking. I think Alan Jackson is kind of where I land on that question. you know, as far as my image, what I think I look like on stage or who I want to emulate on stage, body, you know, body language, stage presence. But songwriting, probably Travis Meadows, Ashley McBride, you know, something like that, that you can tell just kind of bleeds through their music. Any song they write, just, you can tell that there's some heavy hitting songwriters behind that. Probably, you know, they were a part of it. But yeah, and duets, I mean, there's a lot of great voices out here. I have no idea. That'd be a long list.
Yeah, definitely. So, before we go, I would like it. Will you play one more song for us here on Hank's Corner?
Sure. Yeah, I'll play Burn. This is kind of like my almost like a moving on type song. You know, I've learned that if you truly care about somebody, you just want them to be happy. So that's kind of the message of this song. But this one's called Burn. Didn't think I'd see you here tonight. Is that your new man? I know I can tell by the way he holds you tight. Girl, I hope you know I'm happy for you. Swear it ain't a lie. Just haven't seen that smile in a while. If a spark's in your heart, let it burn. If your lights a fire in your eyes, don't turn around and run. And if you never play with fire, then you'll never learn. If a spark's in your heart, let it burn. You all let it burn. Girl, let it burn. Past ain't all that easy getting past. I got feelings that ain't healing, and a question I won't ask. Cause the sight of you crying would just tear me apart. I'd rather see him hold my everything in his arms. If a spark's in your heart, let it burn. If your lights a fire in your eyes, don't turn around and run. And if you never play with fire, then you'll never learn. If a spark's in your heart, let it burn. Go on, let it burn. Girl, let it burn. Sparks in your heart, let it burn. If your lights a fire in your eyes, don't turn around and run. And if you never play with fire, then you'll never learn. Sparks in your heart, let it burn. You all let it burn. Girl, let it burn. Burn, girl, let it burn. Let it burn. Let it burn. Let it burn. Girl, let it burn.
And that was Burned by Ellis Griffin here on Hank's Corner. I definitely appreciate you, Ellis, coming on my podcast and singing for us. I know first day back from vacation, not the easiest thing, and you got a lot coming ahead. So everybody check out Ellis's social media. Check out ellisgriffin.com. Like I said, he's there at the Cambria Hotel in downtown Nashville quite a bit, but We see that he's going out to Virginia, Indiana, even to my old stomping grounds in Corpus Christi. So, you definitely should be able to find him somewhere. So, is there anything else besides, some of this touring that, might be something that you're going to be doing towards the end of the year? Any new music coming out, any videos, anything along those lines?
Yeah, so probably the second and third song right there that I performed, I would say that they're going to be released very, whatever month. I have no idea yet, but yeah, they're going to be released as singles coming up soon.
Okay, that's great. And, definitely when you put something out, I'll be promoting it on my New Music Friday post on Hank Jr. Productions on Facebook. So, once again, Alice, thanks so much for coming on. If you ever want to be a guest here on Hank's Corner, you're more than welcome to do so.
Thank you for giving artists like me a chance, and y'all lending me your ear.